We're barely a week into 2025, and already tragedy has struck. Los Angeles is reeling from wildfires that have claimed 11 lives, displaced over 180,000 residents, and scorched 35,000 acres of land. But how did it come to this? Why weren't the fires contained sooner despite clear warnings from experts? Was this an unavoidable act of nature or the result of human negligence? Let's break it down. Welcome back to Bizarre Society. Today we're diving into the ongoing LA fires and what led to this catastrophic event. Now let's rewind. What exactly caused this disaster? California is no stranger to wildfires. Wildfires have practically become seasonal occurrences here, with one of the major culprits being the Santa Ana winds. But what makes these winds so dangerous? First, they're fast, sometimes exceeding 70 miles per hour. Second, they're incredibly dry, which means they can turn grass, trees, and even entire forests into fire-ready fuel. Typically, authorities detect these conditions early and issue warnings to prepare for potential fires. And this January, the warnings couldn't have been clearer. On January 2nd, the National Interagency Fire Center sounded the alarm, warning of above-normal significant fire potential across Southern California. The same day, the National Weather Service flagged dangerous weather patterns, cautioning that the Santa Ana winds could push the region into extreme fire risk. By January 3rd, the Storm Prediction Center issued its highest-level alert, an extremely critical fire weather risk. Translation? Fires weren't just possible, they were highly likely. And then it happened. On January 7th, the winds did exactly what experts feared. Multiple fires broke out across LA, including the Palisades and Eaton fires. These weren't small blazes, they were monsters. Fanned by 70-mile-per-hour winds, the flames tore through dry vegetation like it wasn't even there. From the moment the fires began, the destruction was swift and relentless. The Palisades fire ignited on January 7, 2025, near Pacific Palisades, and fierce Santa Ana winds, blowing at speeds of 80 to 100 miles per hour, drove the flames across dry vegetation. What started as a localized blaze quickly became a nightmare scenario, with multiple fires erupting across the region, including the Eaton fire. By January 8th, the fires had already consumed over 35,000 acres. Entire communities were ordered to evacuate as flames spread unpredictably, leaving residents with little time to gather their belongings. Officials worked around the clock to coordinate evacuation efforts, moving people out of high-risk areas like Pacific Palisades, Altadena, and Pasadena. Despite these efforts, the situation worsened. On January 9th, just 48 hours after the fires began, the devastation was staggering. The flames had traveled at an alarming rate, consuming over 21,000 acres within the first 2 days alone. By this point, more than 12,300 structures had been destroyed, entire neighborhoods were reduced to ashes, and over 180,000 residents had been evacuated. Tragically, the death toll rose to 10, highlighting the human cost of the disaster. As containment efforts continued on January 10th, the fires showed no mercy. High winds returned, reigniting hotspots and complicating firefighting strategies. The destruction climbed to over 13,400 structures destroyed or damaged, with damages estimated to exceed $50 billion. By this day, the confirmed death toll had risen to 11, making these fires among the deadliest and most destructive in California's history. However, the fires showed no mercy to anyone at all. Several celebrities were affected. Paris Hilton and Billy Crystal lost their homes in Pacific Palisades. Mandy Moore and Anthony Hopkins also confirmed their homes were destroyed. Mel Gibson's Malibu residence and Leighton Meester's Pacific Palisades home were also reduced to ashes, while Angelina Jolie stepped up to house displaced friends and donate to relief efforts. If celebrities with millions of dollars are mourning such losses, imagine the devastation faced by working families who've lost everything and have no safety net to rebuild. While many people are mourning the loss of their homes, others are turning to the internet to debate what or who caused these fires. Speculation about arson is rampant. Actor Henry Winkler wrote, "There is an arsonist here in LA. May you be beaten unrecognizable. The pain you have caused." Singer Chris Brown added, "Someone starting these fires, don't add up." But arson isn't the only thing being discussed. One of the biggest frustrations during the wildfires was the lack of water for firefighters to use. Los Angeles, a city surrounded by water, faced low water pressure in fire hydrants in neighborhoods like Pacific Palisades, which severely slowed efforts to control the flames. Critics have pointed out the irony: a city with such vast water resources struggled to supply enough to its firefighters when it was needed most. On top of that, environmental mismanagement made the situation worse. For years, activists have fought against clearing dried vegetation, leaves, and debris from open lands, arguing it disrupts natural habitats. But these same areas became fire hazards, with dry brush fueling the flames and creating what many are calling a tinderbox. Controlled burns, a proven method to reduce wildfire risk, have also been resisted in California. As a result, vast areas of land were left ready to ignite the moment high winds and sparks hit. The political blame game has also escalated. Elon Musk commented that prioritizing woke agendas over proper fire safety measures contributed to the disaster. Donald Trump went further, claiming California's water policies were to blame, accusing Governor Gavin Newsom of focusing more on protecting wildlife, like the Delta smelt fish, than ensuring enough water for firefighting. Meanwhile, media figures like Megyn Kelly criticized Los Angeles Fire Department Chief Kristen Crowley and Mayor Karen Bass for what she called misplaced priorities, saying their focus on diversity and inclusion initiatives weakened the city's ability to prepare for emergencies. In response to widespread accusations and conspiracy theories surrounding the Los Angeles wildfires, authorities have emphasized the need for evidence-based investigations while addressing key issues such as arson speculations, water supply challenges, and political criticisms. Officials, including the LAPD and Governor Gavin Newsom, continue to investigate the fire's causes and have assured the public that fundamental firefighting operations were not compromised by policies like DEI initiatives. As of January 11, 2025, significant efforts are underway to control the wildfires in Los Angeles and assist the affected residents. Over 2,300 firefighters are working tirelessly to contain the Palisades Fire, which has burned 20,000 acres and is only 6% contained, while the Eaton Fire, responsible for destroying over 5,000 structures, remains uncontained. To help those displaced, evacuation orders have been issued for more than 180,000 residents, and temporary shelters have been set up in schools and community facilities to provide housing, food, and basic necessities. Governor Gavin Newsom has secured federal aid to strengthen firefighting operations and recovery efforts, while relief organizations like the American Red Cross, Salvation Army, World Central Kitchen, and Airbnb.org are stepping in to provide meals, emergency supplies, and housing. Local businesses and community members have also joined in, organizing donation drives and offering meals to evacuees and first responders. Health and safety remain a priority, with air quality warnings in place due to heavy smoke and ash blanketing the area. Residents are being urged to stay indoors, use air purifiers, and follow safety advisories. Governor Newsom has also launched an investigation into water supply issues after reports of low water pressure in fire hydrants hindered firefighting efforts. While progress is being made, the situation remains unpredictable. Residents are encouraged to stay updated through official channels, follow evacuation orders, and take necessary precautions to protect their health and safety. The focus now is on containing the fires, supporting the displaced, and ensuring the community comes together to recover from this tragedy. What do you think should be done to prevent future tragedies like this? Should controlled burns be prioritized over environmental concerns? Are outdated water systems putting communities at risk? Let us know your thoughts and your solutions in the comments below. If you enjoyed today's video, tap the link to watch our recent episode on Sia, the once faceless songwriter in Hollywood. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Bizarre Society for more fascinating deep dives. See you next time.